Do you ever feel like your mind is a chaotic mess, filled with endless thoughts and emotions that you can't seem to control? Do you often find yourself feeling overwhelmed or stressed out, wishing you could just find a way to achieve inner peace and calm? If so, then you're not alone. In today's fast-paced and constantly changing world, it's all too easy to feel like we're at the mercy of our thoughts and emotions. But what if I told you that there was a way to take control of your mind and achieve inner peace, no matter what challenges come your way? That's where Stoicism comes in. Stoicism is an ancient philosophy that has been practiced for centuries, and it offers a powerful and effective way to master your mind and achieve inner peace. But what exactly is Stoicism, and how can it help you in your life? In this video, we're going to explore the power of Stoicism and how it can help you master your mind and achieve inner peace. We'll be diving deep into the core principles of Stoicism, and we'll be sharing insights and quotes from some of the greatest Stoic philosophers of all time. So if you're ready to take control of your mind and achieve inner peace, then sit back, relax, and get ready to learn the key to mastering your mind with Stoicism. Have you ever heard the saying, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters"? This is the core principle of Stoicism when it comes to mastering your mind. The Stoics believe that we can't control what happens to us, but we can control how we perceive and react to those events. As Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers, wrote, "The mind adapts and converts to its own purposes the obstacle to our acting. The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." In other words, instead of seeing obstacles as something to be avoided or overcome, we can use them as opportunities to grow and become stronger. By changing our perception of the world around us, we can take control of our minds and achieve a sense of inner peace. But how do we change our perception? One way is through the practice of negative visualization, which is another key principle of Stoicism. By imagining the worst-case scenario in a given situation, we can prepare ourselves mentally for whatever may come. As Epictetus, another great Stoic philosopher, said, "Let us prepare our minds as if we'd come to the very end of life. Let us postpone nothing. Let us balance life's books each day." The one who puts the finishing touches on their life each day is never short of time. By practicing negative visualization, we can train our minds to be prepared for any situation and to focus on what we can control rather than what we can't. This can lead to a greater sense of inner peace and a feeling of control over our lives. As we explore the power of Stoicism, we dive deeper into the concept of negative visualization, the act of imagining the worst-case scenario. At first glance, it may seem counterintuitive to find peace and tranquility by visualizing something negative, but the truth is that negative visualization can help us prepare for the worst and appreciate what we have. Marcus Aurelius said, "Don't set your mind on things you don't possess as if they were yours, but count the blessings you actually possess and think how much you would desire them if they weren't already yours." One of the core tenets of Stoicism is the idea that we should focus on what is within our control and not worry about what is beyond it. This doesn't mean that we should ignore our problems or pretend that everything is fine. Instead, it means that we should approach our problems with a clear mind and a sense of purpose. Instead of getting caught up in our emotions and letting them control us, we can take a step back and approach the situation with a rational mindset. Another important aspect of Stoicism is the idea of resilience. Resilience is the ability to bounce back from difficult situations and keep moving forward. To cultivate resilience, we must first accept that life is unpredictable and full of challenges. We should not fear these challenges, but rather embrace them as opportunities for growth and learning. By facing our challenges head-on and persevering through them, we become stronger and more resilient. Stoicism teaches us to focus on what we can control and let go of what we can't. It's about taking a step back from our emotions and using reason to guide our decisions. This doesn't mean we should suppress our emotions, but rather acknowledge them and use them to fuel our actions. When we face challenges, it's easy to get caught up in our emotions and feel overwhelmed. But by using Stoic principles, we can take control of our thoughts and actions and make the best of the situation. By applying Stoic principles to our daily lives, we can learn to master our minds and find inner peace. We can learn to focus on what we can control, let go of what we can't, and make the most of the time we have. Now that we have a better understanding of how Stoicism can help us become more resilient, let's take a closer look at how it can help us deal with difficult emotions. One of the key teachings of Stoicism is the idea that we should focus on what we can control and let go of what we cannot. This is particularly relevant when it comes to emotions. Rather than trying to suppress or avoid negative emotions, Stoicism encourages us to acknowledge them and then focus on how we can respond to them in a constructive way. As Epictetus once said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This is an important lesson that we can all benefit from, especially when we're faced with challenging situations. Another Stoic teaching that can help us deal with difficult emotions is the idea of negative visualization. This involves imagining the worst-case scenario in a given situation and then mentally preparing ourselves to deal with it. This may sound counterintuitive, but it can actually help us to feel more in control and less anxious when we're faced with difficult circumstances. As Seneca once said, "Set aside a certain number of days during which you shall be content with the scantiest and cheapest fare, with coarse and rough dress, saying to yourself the while, 'Is this the condition that I feared?'" By facing our fears and anxieties head on, we can become more resilient and better equipped to deal with whatever life throws our way. Of course, it's important to remember that Stoicism isn't about suppressing our emotions or becoming emotionless robots. Rather, it's about developing a healthy relationship with our emotions and learning to respond to them in a way that is constructive and beneficial for ourselves and others. By adopting a Stoic mindset and focusing on what we can control, we can cultivate a sense of inner peace and happiness that is not dependent on external circumstances. Stoicism may be an ancient philosophy, but it has relevance even in modern times. It can be applied to many aspects of our daily lives, including our work, relationships, and personal growth. Here are some practical ways in which we can apply Stoic principles in our modern world. Firstly, let's talk about work. Many of us face stress and pressure in our jobs, and it can be easy to get caught up in negative emotions like frustration and anger. However, a Stoic approach can help us maintain a sense of calm and clarity in the face of adversity. By accepting that some things are beyond our control, we can focus on what we can control, our own thoughts and actions. This can help us approach challenges with a rational mindset rather than being overwhelmed by emotions. By cultivating resilience and a sense of inner peace, we can become better equipped to handle the ups and downs of the working world. Stoicism can be useful here too, as it encourages us to focus on the qualities that we can control in ourselves rather than trying to change others. By focusing on our own behavior and attitudes rather than trying to control others, we can foster healthier relationships. This means practicing empathy and understanding and avoiding negative emotions like jealousy and resentment. By letting go of our attachment to external things, we can cultivate a sense of inner peace that allows us to connect more authentically with others. Stoicism encourages us to be introspective and reflective, constantly examining our own thoughts and behaviors. By doing so, we can identify areas where we need to grow and improve. By viewing challenges as opportunities for growth, we can embrace the process of self-improvement. This means being honest with ourselves about our strengths and weaknesses and committing to a path of continuous learning and development. By embracing a Stoic mindset, we can cultivate resilience, inner peace, and a sense of purpose that helps us navigate the challenges of the modern world. Stoicism is a powerful philosophy that has stood the test of of time. It offers practical wisdom that can be applied to many aspects of our daily lives, helping us to cultivate resilience, inner peace, and a sense of purpose. Whether you're facing challenges at work, struggling in relationships, or simply looking to grow as a person, the principles of Stoicism can provide a roadmap for success.